welcome to NFL Sports Talk, only here on 219.8 FM radio. We are here on NFL Sports Talk 219.8 radio. I'm here with my co-partners, Bijan Hunter and Alan Katz. Woo!
Yeah. Woo.
Now, guys, we have a very special guest today. Right now, he's a free agent going into his 11th season as a veteran. Give a hand for Lige Douzable! How you feeling today, Lige?
I'm feeling great, man. Thanks for having me on the show. I like this. You guys have a lot of energy.
It's our pleasure, man. All right, so we have a few questions for you. Bijan, you want to start?
Yes. Since you moved around a lot of teams this year, 11th year, you moved around and stuff. Have you ever felt homesick from your real homes?
Nah, not really. I think when you leave and go to college when you're 18, after your first year, you kind of get away from like being a homesick. I think it would have been different if I was married with kids or something. But I wanted to wait till I finished playing to do all that. So I never really felt homesick. Wherever I was playing, that's where I was home. But my last 2 or 3 years, I've been based out of Fort Lauderdale in the off season. But even then, I still never really felt homesick because when you're focused in on the game of football, you're really focused in on that. You don't really think about things at home.
I forgot to mention, we are taking questions in this segment, folks. You want to call in? You got it. 561-873-7777. Once again, that number is 561-873-7777. All right, let's go to the next question. Bijan, you have one more?
Besides yourself, of course, who do you think is the GOAT?
As far as what position, does it matter?
It doesn't matter. It could be anything.
I would say in football, it's hard to, and it kind of pains me to say that just because I've been in the AFC East for so long in my career. Tom Brady, I mean, how can you, go against a guy like that? As many Super Bowl rings as he's won. Year after year, no matter what receivers or running backs they give him or type of offensive line they give him, he seems to always make his way to the Super Bowl or right before the Super Bowl. So the guy is the ageless GOAT. And you got a call.
We do have a call right here.
That is it.
All right, let's say hello.
Hey, this is Max calling from Boca Raton, Florida. How's it going, guys?
You're doing good. How are you, Max?
Thank
What do
you,
you got?
Well, talking about the Bills, I heard Tom Brady. I kind of want to get everybody's opinion, though. I heard DJ that Tom Brady, can I get everyone's opinion of the GOAT first?
Alright, I think Tom Brady is a GOAT because he always shows up in the toughest situations. If you watch that Super Bowl with the Patriots against the Falcons, I mean, you don't really see quarterbacks lead teams from that big of a deficit. I just think it's crazy how he did something like that just to top it off for his career. What about you guys?
Yes, I would think Tom Brady is the GOAT as well, even though some people would argue Joe Montana might be. But Tom Brady, he has been through thick and thin. He wasn't starting for the Patriots. He had Drew Bledsoe starting over him. He had to get over that hump and all that to make it to his prime. And once he's getting older, it seems like he's getting better. So Father Time is not catching up to that man.
All right, I want to say Mark Sanchez. I'm kidding, bros. All right. I don't really know who the greatest of all time is. Honestly, I don't. I have so many players that I have in mind. Tom Brady. Everyone says he's the GOAT, obviously. But there's so many other players in contention to be the greatest of all time. Let's go back. We got Dan Marino, Joe Montana. So many players. Peyton Manning. Good shout. And some new players, some rookies. You never know. They're shaping up to be the GOATs of their generation. So we're just going to have to see who is the real GOAT in just a few years, I think. And Alan, we have one more question from Alan.
Alright, since we know you've been in the NFL for so long and you just know all about the league, what's your take on who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl next year?
Whoever I'm playing for now. We just talked about it. It's hard to really, bet against them. I feel like they're there every year or every other year. I think Aaron Rodgers coming back is a big thing for New England.
Oh, shoot.
We forgot to hang up.
I forgot to hang up. All right.
I think, like I said, Aaron Rodgers coming back for Green Bay it's a big thing. Those would probably be my two teams. I mean, the way New Orleans played going down the stretch last year, one play away from going to the NFC Championship, and then you come and you go Philly. They just went to the Super Bowl, but they get Carson Wentz back. They add to that D line, which was already ridiculous. So I mean, it's hard to bet against them. But I would say clear-cut favorite to go, definitely in the AFC, I would say, would be New England. But I would say in the NFC, there's like 3 or 4 teams. You know, the LA Rams, who retooled, even though they went to the playoffs for the first time in forever, retooled their roster. You know, they went and got Brandon Cooks, got 2 great corners in Talib and Peters to come out there. Added Ndamukong Suh to Aaron Donald, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think there's 3 or 4 teams, really, I would say, that have a good shot. Green Bay, LA Rams. Those are like probably the 2. And New Orleans, who I said was 1 play away from going to the NFC Championship. And then Philly. Like, you can't bet against the Super Bowl champions.
All right. Do you have takes from over here, Bijan?
Yes, and I have one more question for you. This kind of funny question.
Of course.
If you played Madden before, have you ever played with yourself?
I have, back in the day. I'm not really a big Madden fan anymore just because I'm around football all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of mad when they took NCAA out. That was my game. Man. I used to play that all the
Yeah.
time. But yeah, I actually have. I've played with my. It's funny just to hear some of your in the locker room, some of your teammates like, yeah, man, I had to trade you. You're asking for too much money. I was trying to get myself a max deal, and you were stopping that from happening if I had to trade your way. Damon Snacks Harrison told me that the other day, so it was kind of funny.
Funny you mentioned NCAA on the Xbox. I got $40 turning in my NCAA football game. So yeah. Do we have We're gonna go to a commercial right here. We're gonna keep on the phone lines. Lee Shay's gonna be with us right after the break. Remember, guys, the number is 561-873-7777.
Oh, and we are brought to you by McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm loving it.
Good
We'll see you
night.
guys right after the break, guys.